Welcome back, folks. 2024 is coming to an end, which is nuts. This year has flown by, and I wanted to take an opportunity to give to you the best bass bustin' baits of 2024 for us here at Kipes and Stripes. So stick around. Yes, this year has flown by. We had new job opportunities, both me and my wife. It was just kind of a crazy year, but it was also a year full of blessings in that my son, who's going to be turning 6 in February, now has the excitement and the patience to go out fishing and hunting, and he loves it. And that is such a huge blessing for us because those are irreplaceable memories, but it's also good for the channel because now we're actually getting out there and we can make some content for you. So expect a lot more regular uploads. Had a long season there where it just was not an option to do videos anymore, but we are back in 2025. We are going to be dedicated to uploading regular content for you. So yes, a lot more fishing this year. On top of that, it was my son's first year in the woods and second day of rifle season. He got to be a part of putting this big old boy down on the ground, which was just such an awesome story, one that I'll probably do a video about. And what a huge blessing. His second day in the woods, this is what happened. So I never had it that good when I was a kid, just saying. Through fishing, I like to take a lot of notes, which at some point I'm going to do a video on journaling for fishing, which you should do. What I've done is I've gone through all of that and I have picked what are hands down the best bass producing baits that we used this year. And I'm presenting to you baits that worked throughout the entire year, whether it was cold, whether it was hot, regardless, they just produced. I didn't want to give you baits that, well, this is pretty good in the spring. I just wanted to give you the best producing baits of the year. So that's what we are going to go over. Nothing here is new. We're not reinventing the wheel, but I am giving you the specifics, as in if it's a specific bait, I'm going to show you the bait, the color, the best producer out of all of them. So this is taking all kinds of stuff and whittling it down to just a little bit of information for you. First on the list is the Zoom Trick Worm. Again, nothing new here, not reinventing the wheel, but this color specifically, motor oil, absolutely slayed the fish for us this year. It goes without saying that this is a insanely versatile bait. Fish it wacky, fish it Texas, fish it deep, fish it weightless, whatever you want to do. We were also pinching off the back and putting just the back half on a Ned, slaying the fish off of it. But this color, hands down, was the best producer for us across the entire year. We fish all kinds of soft plastics, all kinds of worms. This one was the champion of the year. That is the Zoom Trick Worm in motor oil, one of the most versatile baits that you can have in your box. Sticking with the soft plastic theme, but shaking it up, no pun intended, just a little bit, is the Rapala or Rapala Champ Minnow, and we are running that off of a small chatterbait head. This particular combo absolutely got it done all throughout the year for us, hands down. Fishing it in cover, fishing it in grass, fishing it up into cattails, fishing it in deeper water. This just absolutely crushed it. I love to take skirts off chatterbaits and run different plastics off of that. I've run full-length cream worms off of this, and it does just the craziest, most beautiful fish attracting things you would ever see in the water. If you're not running this, you need to. But that being said, this combination specifically, gold blade, gold head, and the Champ Minnow absolutely got it done. And just like a normal chatterbait, it is so versatile because depending on how you retrieve, you can fish all throughout the water column with this, and that makes it super powerful. And we produced a lot of fish, especially later in the season, keeping this up at the top and kind of burning it. Oh, that shake plus that little bit of wake, bass cannot resist it. This got it done. Next up, the chatterbait. However, I have to say, specifically this chatterbait, and it might be a little disconcerting because this is a custom skirt, but I'm just relaying to you the best baits. This has the black blade, the black head, and this is a custom skirt. This skirt has pink a little bit of purple, kind of a clear glitter, and a black custom-made skirt. I make my skirts. We just happened to throw this together out of curiosity, and wowza. Now this trailer also specifically, this is a ribbon tail power bait power worm in black and chartreuse. We just pinched the front half so that we get that super nice long ribbon tail trailer off of there. This skirt combo, this blade, this head with this tail absolutely slayed the fish, and it was fished against all of your other standard chatterbait colors, your white, your chartreuses, your blacks, your blues, your browns, your reds, all of them, and this straight up fished the pants off of those other baits. Little bit of pink, little purple, white, and black. Absolute magic. It drove my father insane because I was the only one that had it. And it also absolutely slayed the fish. So if you're not throwing any kind of spinnerbait or chatterbait that has a little splash of pink and purple, you're doing yourself a disservice, because wow, this thing caught the fish. A chatterbait is an awesome bait, much like I was saying with the Champ Minnow, because it's so versatile. Fish it high, fish it deep, fish it fast, fish it slow, fish it wherever you want. If you're fishing a bunch of grass, you can glide this thing right over the top of it and it just triggers strikes. The chatterbait will always get it done, but I had to relay this specific color combination because this, without a doubt, outfished any other chatterbait color that we fished this year, hands down, including the crazy trailer. Next up is the Rapala, or Rapala, however you want to say it. Here in West Virginia, we say Rapala. The Rapala UL shad in brown trout. This thing absolutely got it done all season long, especially in lakes where you're in that maybe 10 to 12 foot range. We slayed the largies. We caught smallies, walleye, perch, crappie, bluegill, you name it, all of them off of this bait. Whether it was cold, whether it was hot, just found fish for us. Crankbaits are one of those things that you want to use to find fish, and then you can fine tune what you're doing a little bit to get that limit up if you wish. But this was a fantastic search, seek, and destroy bait for us in ponds and especially in lakes. It just straight up got it done. For us, this sort of brown trout color really reflects a lot of the natural bait fish that we have. So that color could change for you, but for us, without a doubt, compared to any other color, the brown trout is the one that got it done. Great little bait. Surprised me. Never really fished it before. We started throwing it just out of curiosity, and now all of us have 4 or 5 of them. Next up is one that I had in my box for a long time, and I just kind of looked at it and I was like, man, it's goofy. I ordered it from Bass Pro, hadn't seen it before, and when I got it, I was like, yikes, is this a golf ball? And that is the XPS Egg. Look at the profile on this thing. It's like a golf ball. Yeah. That being said, absolute fish monster-er. We slayed the fish off of this all throughout the season. All season long, this thing just works. It is a bit of a wake bait, but if you up the retrieve, you can get it down a little bit deeper. But the profile on this thing pushes so much water. It just pushes so much water that you can't not get the attention of fish with this bait, which again, that's the point of a crankbait, searching for those fish. This thing will pull bass out of grass. It'll pull them out of cover because it's got a super loud rattle. It sounds like there's a marble in there. That coupled with all of that water pushing wake, the bass just can't resist it. And again, I should not have judged a book by its cover. I should have thrown this thing way before I did, because now I have one in every color that they have. However, the shad pattern here has been the top producer for us, hands down. And again, throughout the entire season, this goofy looking goober just got it done. And the last one here, again, not reinventing the wheel, it's the Whopper Plopper. However, I had never really fished the 60 size before, and this is the little fella. Now, over the course of the season, putting this up against all of the other Whopper Ploppers that we have, this smaller size really outproduced all of those other ones. It's a much more subtle sound. It's a thinner profile. I think it's a little more natural than a lot of the other ones that you can offer. So the size 60 in the Loon outfished all of the other baits. The good thing about this is I'm generally always fishing with someone. We're fishing something fairly similar, and we're just trying to really get a feel for if something is better than others. So while I would be fishing the 60, the next size up would be fished, or another color would be fished, and we got down to the size 60 in the Loon pattern outfished all the other Whopper Ploppers for us. And the Whopper Plopper is one of those, do not discount it. Don't look at this and think, well, that's a warm water bite. It's got to be very summery. Fish have to be super fired up. No, 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 no. Fish this at times you don't think you should, and you'll be amazed at the strikes you'll have off of this in the seasons where you just really think it shouldn't fish. All of these items, I'm telling you now, if you're new to bass fishing and you stick one of these, each of these in a box, you're ready to go. You're going to catch fish off of it. It's a great starting point. It covers really all of your circumstances, whether you need to fish slow, fast, whether you need to be subtle, or you need to really scream in their face and get their attention. You can do it all with these baits. Now, the way I came to this is just remembering the legendary days we had off of some of these baits, but I also like to keep notes. I'm going to do a video at some point about journaling for fishing, because you can learn a lot from that. So remembering what produced well as going through those notes is what landed me to this. And again, the criteria was it needed to produce fish all throughout the season, and it needed to be the top producer of what we were fishing. That's how we landed here. So this isn't just randomly thrown together. There is a fair amount of research and a fair amount of time put into deciding what truly was our best of 2024. The big thing, like I was saying earlier with the Whopper Plopper, don't fall into that trap of putting yourself in a box and thinking, well, it's kind of cold. Everyone fishes jigs, so I'm just going to fish a jig. Don't just fall into that. I learned a tremendous amount fly fishing, actually. Middle of winter, snow on, throwing out a woolly bugger, which is a fairly big streamer, depending on what size hook, like say a size 6, throwing that streamer out and trying to get it to sink, and having a trout come up and eat that off the top. In a season where a lot of your fly fishermen are going to say, oh, you have to use like a size 30 midge, something that looks like a pinpoint on a hook. Don't get trapped into those little boxes. Branch out. Again, with the Whopper Plopper, I've fished this on days when you just really would never imagine that the top water bite would be on, and have fish absolutely hammer it. And you can help come to conclusions about what to try and when if you do take notes. Again, we'll discuss that coming up. Thank you all so much for checking us out. Please like and subscribe if you're not. We really hope to get this channel to grow so we can keep this information coming. So drop a comment telling me your best baits of the year. I would like to maybe do a video where we go out using your information, compare how it fishes in our area to your area. We can use these platforms to really grow in fishing. We really can, and I like the idea of taking things sort of to the next level and doing that. So please leave a comment. If there's anything you want to see, anything you want us to talk about, whatever it may be, we love to hear from you. This isn't algorithm nonsense. I just wholeheartedly love to talk to our subscribers, have conversations with you, learn from you, and maybe give you some pointers that could help you along the way as well. So again, thanks so much for stopping by. Get out there in 2025 and catch a pile of fish, shoot a pile of deer, and get every turkey known to man gobbling. I hope it's a wonderful one for you. Take care.